So now let us continue our discussion about optimization. All of us are familiar with this terminology optimization because we talk about optimizing the energy usage, optimizing the pesticide usage, optimizing water, and many of the resources. So in general, as we talk about any business, we talk in terms of cost and profit. So as we try to apply optimization on this cost and profit or cost and benefit, so we always try to minimize the cost and maximize the profit or benefit. So as we talk about optimization, it is going to work either towards minimization of a vital parameter's value or maximization of a metric. That is, if it is a kind of optimistic metric. So now let us just give a small definition for optimization. The goal is to hit the sweet spot of maximum value optimization where foolish risk is balanced against excessive caution. So now we just give a try and see how best we can get the best possible solution. Well, so optimization is the process of searching for parameters which will maximize or minimize our function. So when we talk about the performance, probably our objective towards optimization is maximizing the performance. But as we talk about the cost in terms of the parameters that we use, in terms of the computational time or training, in such cases, we want to minimize them. So this kind of optimization, how do we have to incorporate in our machine learning model is a big question. So interestingly, this optimization has evolved as a very powerful problem for research because there are very less number of solutions available to optimize the model. So if there is any mathematics or computer science faculty who is interested to work in the core aspects of machine learning, so this is an ideal choice for you to start working on the optimization approaches. So generally, machine learning as well as deep learning, where ML stands for machine learning and DL stands for deep learning models, usually use indirect optimization strategies. So certain metrics that we follow, as you get familiar with the usage of metrics with regard to the machine learning models that you're going to get trained upon, probably during the later stage. So then you will understand the accuracy, precision, recall. These are the kind of metrics that we use for the evaluation of a model, that is to evaluate the performance of a model. So it indicates how well our model is able to solve and give us the best solution. So let us not get into the details of what is meant by accuracy, precision, recall, but as we work with the models, it is very easy for you to understand. What do you mean by all these metrics? So now let us divert our attention towards optimization. So however, the optimization with respect to relevant cost function is always a boom. And whenever we feel that the model has to be optimized, it is a good kind of approach because that is going to speak about minimizing the cost and maximizing the profit. I mean the performance. So now let us go to the next slide to know further about the types of optimization algorithm. So the optimization algorithm, it can be categorized into two types. One is the first order optimization algorithm, and the second one is second order optimization algorithms. So these algorithms, I mean the first category, the first order optimization algorithms, these algorithms minimize or maximize a loss function. So we will be defining a loss function, and then that loss function is going to be managed with respect to its gradient values with respect to the parameters. So now here we introduce a new terminology, gradient value. I will let you know what is meant by this gradient value when we discuss about gradient descent, probably after a few slides. So these algorithms try to minimize or maximize the loss function using its gradient. Gradient is the flow in which we try to move towards the optimal solution, or the trend with the help of which we try to get closer to the optimal solution or try to get converged to the optimal solution. So most widely used first order optimization algorithm is, as I mentioned, it is gradient descent algorithm. So then the first order derivative tells us whether the function is decreasing or increasing at a particular point. So we just want to see how far are we moving towards the optimal solution or are we moving away from the optimal solution. if you are towards the optimization algorithm, then you have to increase the order of moving towards it by modifying the respective parameters, and probably you have to decide about whether you have to increase the learning rate or decrease the learning rate. So then the first order derivative basically gives us a line which is tangential to the point of its error surface. You will understand what is meant by this tangential line as I show you a diagram regarding this gradient descent. So how about the second order optimization algorithm? So second order methods use second order derivative, which is also called as Hessian, to maximize or minimize the loss function. So now we go for the second order. So we cannot manage with for the problems which cannot be managed with gradient descent. So necessarily we have to go for yet another alternative that we call as Hessian. So the Hessian is a matrix of second order partial derivatives. This is also going to give us a set of values in the form of a matrix. So the second order derivative derivatives provide us with the quadratic surface which touches the curvature of the error surface. So as we are talking about the second order, then we talk about the quadratic surface. In the previous case, it was a kind of, x-axis, y-axis. So we talk about the tangential point. A line that has been drawn tangential to the gradient descent curve. So don't worry much about all these things. So depending upon the nature of the problem, you have to manage with first order optimization or second order optimization. There are a good number of choices as we want to go for optimization. So as you get familiar with the core concepts of all these models, and probably it will be very easy for you to apply this optimization appropriately, specific to the problem as well as the model. So that's about gradient descent. Gradient descent is an optimization algorithm which is mainly used to find the minimum of the function. That is, we want to find the minimum, we want to find the optimal solution with the minimum cost. So here, as you get to see the diagrams, you will be able to understand. So there is going to be an option to obtain this optimization. We have to give a set of parameters. So when you get into the programming aspect of this machine learning model, you will understand how to tune the parameters, how to set the parameters so that you can use this concept of gradient descent. So now it is going to work on these kind of aspects. Like as you see here, the diagram on your right side bottom, and here you have weight. Weight is the one. Let us not worry about this W now for time being. And when we talk about neural networks, you will be able to appreciate the purpose and significance of this W in problem solving. So here there is a function J of W that we talk about the cost. So here, as we try to, as we apply the model for problem solving, so it may try to follow a kind of curve with respect to its values, with respect to the values that it gets. So here, let us assume at the bottom, that is where the curve comes down and then starts raising up, right? So this point, let us call this point as W. So we have to admit that this is the place where the cost is minimum. So we have taken here in the x-axis the weighing factors. Then here in the y-axis we have taken the cost function J of W. So as we could see, the cost tends to reduce and it reaches the minimum at the point where it is marked as W. So we can take this as J min of W. That is the minimum value for the cost function. So now we have to accept this as the global cost minimum. So now let us assume we are at this point. That is where the curve is at its peak on your right side. So now let us assume the model is at this point. That is the point which is pointed by the curve on top right side. So now we have to make the model to descend down so that it will be able to come back to the point where we can ensure global cost minimum, which is denoted by J min of W. So now we have to decide about the gradient, the way in which we are going to descend. That is going to decide about how fast and how quickly we will be able to descend down to the minimum cost point or the global minimum cost. So here, as we talk about the kind of descent, so this is going to speak about how fast are you going to decline towards or descend towards the W. Hence, we call it as a gradient descent. We take the gradient as the reference and we try to descend to reach the optimal parameter which can assure us the best possible value. So now we try to start with the with an initial weight. This weight is going to be updated. This is going to be modified so that we can easily reach the point where there is global minimum cost. So then let us come back to the point. So in machine learning, gradient descent is used to optimize the parameters in the model. So for instance, the weighing factors, parameters can vary according to the algorithm. So here you have to understand one point very clearly. So the kind of learning, the kind of lessons, the kind of experience a programmer gets with respect to a particular model need not be like relevant for another model that we choose. For instance, to be very specific, suppose if a programmer or if someone uses name-based classifier for problem solving, and let us assume, and the programmer must have come across good amount of experiences, good amount of occasions where, so how to optimize the solution by minimizing the cost, maximizing the performance, and many things like. So this kind of experience that one programmer has gained with respect to name-based classifier may not be relevant or appropriate to directly apply for a KNN, that is K nearest neighborhood algorithm. So each one is going to be of unique in nature. Probably the procedure may get familiarized as we work on these kind of gradient descent, but however, you have to have a kind of a separate perception about each one of this, because the behavior and nature of each of the model is quite unique, and it is different from each other. So now, so I'll come again. The parameters can vary according to the algorithm. We have to underline this, such as the coefficients in linear regression and weights in neural network. So as we talk about linear regression, I think you must be able to recollect the formula that we discussed in the last session as y is equal to ax plus b, where b stands for the intercept and a is the coefficient of x. So now we have to optimize. As we try to optimize the linear regression, so our focus is to optimize the value of A as well as the value of B. But as we talk about neural network that we will be discussing tomorrow. So as we talk about this neural network, we tend to optimize the way that are being assigned to the input parameters. So the kind of parameter is going to be highly specific for a particular model. So we cannot generalize saying that if I try to optimize a particular parameter in one model, it cannot be applicable for some other model. So then, the inclined and or irregular is the cost function. The cost function is going to be in the form of a curve, or it may be kind of a sinusoidal curve, something like that that I've shown here. So it can be irregular, right? It can be a kind of curve, or it can be of any shape. So when it is being plotted, so the role of provide a direction to attain the minimum of the function. So that requires the way the cost is minimum. That is alpha maybe. You can cut at this point and repeat. So I repeat this point. The inclined and or Vijay, I start from this point. You can cut it.
Okay, ma'am.
So the inclined and or irregular is the cost function when it is plotted. So the role of gradient descent is to provide a direction as well as the velocity. So the direction is whether we want to go down or go up. That is the direction. And what is the velocity with which it has to move? Should it make small increments or big increments? We call that as learning rate of the movement in order to attain the minimum of the function, that is where the cost is minimum. So what I would like to tell you at this point of time is, so you have to know whether you want to go upward or downward, that is the direction. So what will be the kind of increments that you want to make, whether you want to go for small increments or big increments, that is decided by various factors. Well,